Today, I want to turn this empty valley into a farming village. Problem is, I'm not quite sure what would be considered a farming village, so I decided to ask ChatGPT what my farming village should include.
First off all, you will need villager houses. You will also need farms and fields, and to go along with those, a barn and a windmill to bring in some functionality into the village.
After discussing a bit more with Mr. GPT, I've got it clear for myself that I need a storage for produce along with paths and decorations to bring the entire project together. I've got to say, this is the most prepared I've been going into a project, and I think that deserves you subscribing and leaving a like. Even if it was ChatGPT who made the plan. Who said that? Let's go ahead and get started by grabbing some cobblestone to mark out some of our essential buildings. Then, to fully get this project off the ground, I want to spend a bit of time bringing in a road, connecting it all up to the current outlines in order for us to get a better idea over this project. To give myself some time to think, I'm heading down into the mine to do some strip mining with my main goal of finding diamonds, but the deep slate I'm gathering will help me out a ton for today's builds. And now that we're caught back up to present, this is where today's project sits. We've got the path in and we've got 3 outline buildings. Oh, but don't you worry, we need more. I also between episodes decided to install a new mod which makes the horse invisible if I look down. And if I jump off, Buckle won't be wandering. If I do take the saddle off, he will start wandering, which I just thought was really neat. Anyways, I want to get right into building some of these, so we need to go and do some material gathering. And the first thing that I want to work on is copper, because we need to oxidize it, so that's going to take some time. And I also don't think that what I've got currently is going to be quite enough. Although I might actually be able to craft down a few things already, as I'm going to need, let's see, 10 of those, 8 stairs, and then a whole bunch of slabs. Not quite enough, so I will have to oxidize a couple, but definitely not as many as I thought. I don't want to craft down the rest just yet, because I do want to oxidize it or wax it first, because then I save a lot. Because I go from needing a couple of 100 honeycombs to just a couple. But I do want to just restock it a little bit, and I'm hoping that this little cavern in here can do that for me. Actually, we're way too high up. There's no copper in here. Okay, abort. Well, it's not the cave I wanted to find, but there is a little bit of copper here out at the shore. Whoa, I don't really want to go into this cave over here, because that's how I died in episode 1, and I don't really fancy a rerun of that. Especially not now that I've spent far more hours in this world. But like maybe a peek wouldn't hurt. There is some copper. Back out of the cave on Buckle, I've got what I think is enough copper at least. Then next up, as I have been noticed that my bees in the area have been dying off, I just want to make a little custom area for them so that I can make sure that I can get enough honeycomb, because I have a lot of copper to wax later. I'm going to make this towards the flower forest over here as it makes the most sense to me. Right, that should be good. Let's plop these in here, and I think these have bees in them. Maybe they don't. I really thought they did, because I kind of really want to breed them. All right, well, we'll see if they pop out in a sec. Oh, it's night. Okay. No, that checks out. That checks out. What I will do quickly before I sleep is gonna go around and grab the other beehives here in the forest, just so that we have even more homes, and I don't have to spend honeycombs making new of them. Yes, words. Okay, they're not stacking. Maybe that's because some of them have honey and some of them don't, but maybe they have bees? Oh, there's definitely bees in here. Oh, there's a bunch. Maybe we can breed up to get another like 3 bees. Yes. Oh, this is great. Okay, we have a little more honeycomb coming in now, and I'll keep breeding those up and making them some new homes. But running around in my storage room for a bit, I crafted up some more blocks for our windmills. Just want to craft up a few final things here, grabbing a bunch of spruces. I need about 4 stacks of spruce trapdoors, and that's 2, a bit over 3. I need even more. Oh yeah, there we go. So much spruce. I'm gonna go ahead and move all of this over to where we're gonna build. I've moved over the items. Now I just need to move over myself. But on the way there, since we are gonna be building a windmill, and I do think I'm gonna be quite high up in the world, I want to get feather falling on my boots. And I mean, maybe we just get lucky. Nope. Okay, we did not get lucky. Okay, let's remove some bookshelves here. Get it down to, we need one more gone. 22. This is where you have the best chance. Yep. Oh, best chance. There we go. We only have feather falling, but feather falling 4 is better than nothing. Just gotta replace those, and maybe we'll throw the barrel over here with some lapis in it for future enchants. I think I'm gonna need to make some new tools pretty soon, even though I don't really wanna, but I don't have any way to repair them. I've already gone ahead and prepped the terrain just a little bit, but we've got to start breaking this cobblestone away here to start our foundation. Some stairs right here at the top just to encase it into the wall. And then I do want to continue on this deep slate portion of this foundation, bringing in some cobble deep slate towards the bottom and then working that into our normal deep slate, just the front facing one or the top facing one. Yep, that's what it is. Bringing in a little bit of tuff here towards the top, just as a little bit of a highlight. And yeah, this is there's a hole here. What I was saying is that this is 2 parts of the windmill, and that's why they're different foundations. Yeah, I'm gonna continue building now without falling in any more holes. And also, these are very annoying to place, but they look so good, and I'm gonna keep doing it. Since I forgot to unpause my recording, here's me building up some oak walls. Wow, oak walls. Wow, so cool. Yeah, I wish I hit the record button. And yeah, this is the foundation over here. Yeah, I'm great at this YouTube thing. I've already started our chimney foundation here, so we might as well continue working on this. All I really want to do is just start adding ourselves up here. Block off the smoke, because that's just the interior decoration. Turning out to be a pretty messy chimney here, but I do think it's going to work out for ourselves. As if we just start getting up here towards the top, we can bring out our campfire and our signature poetry in the... Yes, I forgot words, and then I extinguished the campfire. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Oh no, not pillagers. Great, there we go. It's done. Wow, I've got a chimney. That doesn't really look connected because I'm missing some walls. So let's fix that. Extending up some spruce 3 blocks apart. Bringing in a diorite in between there. And then let's see, scaffolding goes there. I'm using a copycat panel and I want to use that together with the copper grate just so that I don't have to wax it. Even though I have quite a lot of honeycombs now, didn't when I was material gathering. Stack ourselves up in the front of this, bringing out some deep slate for a little bit of detail here. Connect these up with some slabs, and then that's gonna be the edge of our roof. Beating that on this side before we start heading up, where I want to work this into a sort of barn shape. We come up with our slabs and we gotta bring this up. Jumping back down here, let's bring out some acacia leaves and trap doors, where we can get a little overhang, get those in, and maybe just 2 leaves like that to finish it off. Next up, let's just continue this deep slate trim here on our side. Finish that off with 30 stairs over here before starting to bring in our roof blocks above this, then where I want to work in some brown tones. Not like we have enough of those in this build already. Nope, definitely not. Now before we build up this other side, I want to bring in some spruce slabs here in the middle as an inner roof, because this roof is a little messy looking, so I think we just clean it up for the inside. But on the side, I want to just switch it up a little bit because the roof is a tad bit boring. So bringing in some blocks right here. Then on these mushroom blocks, because I did have excess of those, so those are just temporary. We'll bring in some spruce logs. Bring the one in the middle up 1 block. Put a stair here on the side and over here. And this is going to be some windows to air out the building a bit. Where we bring out our oak trap doors. Guess we'll go ahead and double slab that and then get this sticking out and going up. And now we just work on connecting all of this. I went ahead and added some finishing touches to the outside for us to move on to the inside. And I want to start off by adding in the functional aspect of this little building. And that's going to be a storage because, you know, we need storage in our village. And I want to make a wheat farm, so I need the place to store all of that. And I want to store both hay bales and regular wheat in here, as well as bone meal. However, for our bone meal, we're going to need a little bit of a special setup, as we need to compost some seeds. Get some bear hoppers into that, and then some chests on top of this. And okay, maybe I just whoop. There we go. Then we're going to be importing our wheat up there, but I need a belt and some other crate components, and we need brass. So we need to head into the Nether, but we'll do that in a little bit. For now, how about just adding in a few decorations in here to make the space smaller so it's easier to decorate? Yeah, I love doing this. It's actually a great way to decorate interiors. Make yourself have less space, and it's gonna force you to be smart with it. There we go. Now that I've used about a forced supply of spruce trapdoors in here, I think it looks pretty good. Obviously, it's gonna look a little better with the parts up here finished, but we'll get to that in a bit because I want to build Windmill. Yay! Definitely not just postponing going to the Nether. Nope, wouldn't be me. I would never. Since I've already placed a fair bit of stone, let's just get the foundation out of the way. Even added in a little entranceway here, and definitely a functional interior. Yep, don't mind me just going past that. And to kick off the next part of this, I want to extend up some 7-block tall spruce pillars, bringing out our granite. Then I've got some walls that I'd like to kick off, adding in some leaves for future windows, and we can even bring out some oak trapdoors for those. It's now that I've come back to using no chipped mod, which added in a lot more window variants. I've not really been enjoying the vanilla windows too much, just because to me they sort of lack a lot of texture. So I've been enjoying using a lot of other blocks, such as, well, oak trapdoors, scaffolding, and copper grates, just other blocks for windows, and it's been really fun. Then to continue this and sort of get towards an end of this windmill, I want to bring in some spruce to extend out this top part a little bit. We need 3 of those, then just some slabs, and continue this over into here. Following that up with even more spruce, this time some logs, bringing those 5 blocks up, and let's see, that's 4. 5. First else to then come in with some spruce, transition that into mud bricks, and even some brown mushroom blocks, coupled with some packed mud. Because I honestly don't think I have enough brown parts of this build just yet. On the outside of this, we're just gonna add in some leaves, and we got a trapdoor in over there, getting out some flower pot with an allium in it, and then I want to bring out some acacia trapdoors, copper trapdoors, and my scaffolding, where we get our copper trapdoor here on the outside. We follow that up by some scaffolding. We'll do this side as well. Popping through this, I just want to add in a little bit more orange here on the inside as a bit of an accent, and that should be good. I've got 2 more walls in here now, and I want to finish this one off, but I do want to start on our windmill blades first. Bringing that in, going 2 blocks out, and then another 2. Yes, we're 4. And some grindstones right on the end out here, which those need to be placed the right way. And now to the tricky part, the blades themselves. Right, and this is why I got feather falling, because we are going to be quite high up in the world. And I'm definitely going for a lot more decoration than just functional here. But hopefully it will still be enough to power everything downstairs. On the way back down, we'll just add in a few spruce trapdoors to spruce it up a bit. I've just got to take a step back this, and oh, that blade looks so good. I absolutely love it. I got to get some glue in there, but first let's bring up the last wall and finish off this windmill by bringing up some diorites, deep slate tiles for a roof edge, and then filling it in with copper. And it spins! It spins! Oh my god, it looks so good. I don't know why I haven't built like an actual windmill with the crayon yet, but that looks so good. Just look at it. It looks so good, in fact, that I want to build a second one. Not as big this time, but using the same block palette as the big one, just scaling it down a little to not take the focus away from the main windmill. It's even got a little mill inside. Why? Well, Snifferish told me to. Or more like threatened me to. I'm not quite sure. But since we have some functionality to the little windmill, we should probably add it to the big one. Ooh, I don't have any obsidian. Okay, gotta sort that out first then. And probably get a bit more food before heading into the Nether, as 9 apples is probably not gonna do it. I'm gonna want this rune portal gone at some point anyway, so I might as well use this to get the obsidian. 10 obsidian, there we go. And even a netherrack for the blaze burner. Oh, they are so cool looking. Oh, I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. Managed to scrounge up 57 potatoes as well, which we can throw in the smoker. Grab 4 pieces of iron here, which we've got to press. And I installed a little roof here since the incident last episode. And I feel a lot safer, even though I have the off switch. This thing freaks me out. Grabbing our potatoes, and I think we're ready to head into the nether. Maybe a few blocks with me isn't a bad idea. Oh, and a flint and steel to light the portal, of course. Yeah, no, I didn't forget. Now, for this portal, I think I'm just gonna place it on the other side of the valley for now, so it's out of the way, out of the noise mainly. But we'll get this moved eventually, figure out what we actually want to build around it. But for now, it will just sit here. Let's hope for a good spawn. Not a basalt delta, not a basalt delta, not a basalt delta. Oh, this is... Oh, this is probably one of the worst. I mean, that's good, but okay. Yeah, no, okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm glad I brought blocks. What on earth? The game wants me dead. Okay, well, I've got myself a little safety box. I didn't want a basalt delta. And this is what I get. I get a basalt delta in the middle of a lava pool. Right, I think I'm gonna get over to that pillar in a safe manner by building a path. I hate this. I can't even get fire arrested yet. Great, I feel a little safer. I'm gonna go find a blaze or a spawner, and I'm gonna get out of here after that. Yep, I don't want to stay. Okay, I already see a blaze, and oh my god, this is such a dangerous spawn. Where's Wither skeleton? Oh, didn't get up with the skull in this one. I did get one in my last one of my first. Go, 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 go. I don't have a blaze burner out. Okay, got it. I'm getting out of here. Screw it. I disappear. Never here. Bye. Feeling much more safe here in the overworld. Let's pop this under our whisk. Throw in some copper and zinc. Fire that up, and we'll have a stack of brass soon. So with new materials unlocked, let's go ahead and craft up all the components we'll be needing. All of our components crafted up, arriving over at the windmill. I've got to clear up a little bit of space in my inventory. And now we can get to building. Yeah, create components. Okay, we're going to start with a slab in the middle and then extending out some dirt from this on the sides. This is going to be our first water source. And I brought 2 buckets, but forgot to fill one of them. Great. Now on this side, I want to bring in some linear chassis, not face that way at all. This is, yay, facing this way. This is going to be where our first set of mechanical harvesters go. We're gonna have a barrel roll on this dirt block and then start extending ourselves up to this point where we start another dirt level, as I don't think I can get enough wheat, so this is probably gonna be needed. Now we need more water, but we'll extend this off to our side and add some mechanical harvesters in front of that. We'll get our mechanical bearing in, bringing out some shafts and gearbox and a large cog. As if we bring this up and we see where this is coming from, it's coming out, and we just add that in there, and we'll break that one for now and add our gearbox in, and when we place that, everything should start spinning. Got our water in, and right above me here I've done a little bit of gear ratioing, and I want this spinning at the speed because it was a pretty good speed actually, but this we need a little faster, as this is going to be where we are bringing it out of this. And of course for this we're going to need a portable storage interface, hoppers into that. So this is going to be our seed input, so we need a brass funnel right here. Let's see, shaft there to here with our first belt. Final component right here with the storage interface and a brass funnel on that to disconnect it. And that's pretty much this. I need to flip that around, but I need a wrench for that, so should probably go make that. Heading in here, just adding in these. Putting this one off to those, and need some oak trap doors. So I'd like to run those across up here just to block the water. Okay, fixed up, and I can't turn it on. For some reason, whenever I turn this wheat farm on, my game just starts crashing. And I honestly have no idea what's causing it. I troubleshot for around 3 hours, and I still don't know. The wheat farm is broken. So I'll be replacing it with another design eventually, but we won't have any wheat today. So RIP wheat farm. But I still have other things to do, so we're just gonna not look at it and work on other things, such as a barn, villager houses. Ooh, exciting. But for all of this, I'm gonna need some more materials. So I better get to work on that. And I should probably harvest the wheat field. Yeah, let's harvest the wheat field because I will need a lot of wheat because I'm addicted to mud at the moment. Just a bit more wheat to use here. Perfect. And if you're wondering how I got some more and, well, repaired tools, I spent about 3 hours on stream enchanting and getting some villagers set up. And that means I have some mending tools now and also just better tools in general. And the villagers I used were the ones in the igloos because we found 2 igloos with villagers. So I just used those. And I also managed to get a few enchants on our armor. This time, not forgetting blast protection. But now that we're caught up on that, let's get to work on this. First thing I want to do is grab my saw and hand crank, mount buckle, and head over to the jungle. Where instead of having to grow jungle trees, I thought we could just come over here and chop a couple down. And I've just made a terrible discovery. I'm like out of food. So we're gonna have to prioritize the big trees and probably leave the rest. As I'm probably only gonna get 1 or 2 more trees here and then I'll have to head back and get more food. Oops. Here's some pillagers here behind me, and I think I've definitely got enough wood. I'm just going to chop this tree down because I think there's some pieces on top of it. And oh boy, do I wish I had one of those old growth taigas to do this in, because that's a lot of wood in very little time. I traveled out to the dark oak forest, did the same thing, and with acacia, spruce, and a little bit of oak. I've got loads of wood. I should have started using this earlier because, oh my god, the time saver. I know it's a thing. I enjoy chopping trees here and there. But let's get to crafting down all of these logs into the respective blocks. Wood supplies gathered up, and I want to work on the next thing. Heading over to our mine, which we built up in the last episode. Do I have any copper yet? No, it doesn't look like it. We'll see if we can find something on this Y level. Ooh, iron. Didn't have much success until I found that cave, but we've got a bit of stone and dirt, which I won't complain about. Other than that, we've got our 56 copper ore, which I got a second story here with nothing in it. I still need to build my bedroom. It's fine. It will happen eventually. I need us to turn in up to about 10 blocks of copper and then a handful of trapdoors, which it definitely looks like it's going to be. Yeah, turn into 41 blocks. We'll definitely have enough, considering I have a couple still aging out here. And that's good, because I do need to age these down. Not all of them, just a few. I'm gonna leave a few more than I do need, just because having aged copper is a lot nicer than having non-aged copper, because when you actually need it, you don't have to wait. Now I need a bunch of brick for this next build, and I don't really fancy going mining for any clay if I could avoid it. Although I did just remember I need terracotta, so I still need to do that, but I need to do it less. And currently my only supply of emeralds is over here, because my villagers are so spread out. So if we were to just trade up a few sticks here for emeralds, which is gonna get us up to almost a stack, which will result in like 600 bricks, which I'm gonna go ahead and hope is enough. So off I went on a 1500 block journey to the village I found in the first episode. Finally arriving over at the village, where we have a bunch of villagers to exploit. Trade with. If we just repurpose this a little bit, you guys get some new jobs. And oh, you want to be a mason? Thank you. Oh, I just got rid of their jobs. Huh. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll give them back when I restock, guys. I have 14 more emeralds. Nice. Now that should be enough bricks for ourselves, so journey back. Yep. Back in the valley, and we have all our blocks crafted up. So let's put them to use, building up the first of our farmers houses. I wanted something pretty small for this first one, and being inspired by a community member named Blobben, who recently built a starter base in a similar style to this one, I wanted to test out a style that I don't normally build in. And I've gotta say, it turned out pretty good. I do eventually want to expand on this farming village and extend it up into this area here, where maybe we include some shepherds and other farming stuff. which I don't really know what that is, so leave your suggestions on what the rest of this village should include. But that will be a future project, as it's a little too big for today. But I think we've got a great start there behind us, and well, the windmills look great. So let's move back over to our chests, where I managed to almost fit everything I needed to build that one house in my inventory. Shifting our focus to our barn, I want to start by tearing out the inside of dirt, because we don't want this dirt in our barn. I was gonna say we don't want dirt in our barn, but it will have a coarse dirt floor, so we kind of do. Got our cobblestone out of the way and floor in. Added in a little bit of soul soil here for where the pigs are gonna go, as I do want to store some pigs in this barn. Maybe store is the wrong word. I want it to be a house for pigs. But I want to get started here on our first walls, and starting us off with some gray tones in the corners, as it's kind of eroded away a little bit. Maybe the paint is eroded, and then we're gonna come in with some warmer tones for the rest. Maybe adding in a little bit of dirt towards the bottom, using some gray concrete, and then coming back up here where I'm still gonna keep those gateways, which we started off, or well, we marked off earlier in the episode. Same deal on this corner over here. Now this is a little too big of an opening, so we'll come in around this point, just extend on some rooted dirt, swapping that into granite. This looks pretty good for our first wall here, and would you look at that, I added in the other ones. Oh, I forgot a block in the back there. 1 second. Blunk. Next up, let's move into the inside, where I want to just close up half of this section to be for the pigs, or well, a little less maybe, just so that they have a small little indoors area at least, and then we'll have a bigger pen on the outside. Now I can't really think of a good way to fix this entrance here, so I'm just gonna block that off like that. And then if we come around to the outside, getting some spruce support up in the corners, using some that's oak trapdoors, using those spruce trapdoors to then add in a bit of texture and create our archways. We'll do the same for these. And back on the inside, let's add in 3 trapdoors right here, where I want to bring in some campfires, and this is going to be some shelves where I'm thinking we can store maybe some potatoes, maybe even we store some animal products on these to display them a bit and make that a decoration, but not sure how long they'd last just sitting on a shelf like this. So maybe that's not the best idea. I do, however, want to store those kinds of things in here, so definitely gonna add in some chests for it, and we'll create another shelf. Wow, don't know what that was. I'm just gonna keep placing blocks, and maybe I'll figure it out one day. In the middle here, I did make some crates, which could be some food for the pigs as they eat potatoes and carrots. Let's see, what else do I have with me? Maybe some soul lanterns. Get one in on the shelf right here, and then maybe one in right up there, which also needs the treatment. I did have a little check for the light level, and it's a little dark right in here, so I'm gonna grab in some glow lichen, yeah, that's what it's called, and some cauldrons for the pigs. But this room is looking pretty good. I do want to add in some hanging roots from the roof, but we need the floor before we can do that. Second floor in, and I'm starting to work on some walls using the jungle we gathered up earlier, bringing in a couple of windows along with a giant bay window before topping it off with an inner roof and some bamboo for the top of the walls. Up on our roof, let's start working on this by first of all adding in a trim, where we're going to go with a barn shape here, stacking it up into the middle before going back down. Got some guests over here. They're just like kind of hanging out. I'm sure they're nice. Bring in some of our brick here for our roof. As well, as much as this looks good right now, I do want to add in a little more detail in there. What we'll do is we'll bring out some trapdoors, put those behind. And then I want to bring in some spruce trapdoors and maybe like a double slab right there, before adding in a little bit of an overhang to all of this. Then right at the top here, we'll run this back, let's see, to almost the middle point, where we're eventually going to have this line coming in, connect them 2 sides, and then now we just gotta fill all of this in. roof in, and I thought it looked a little bland, so I did go ahead and add in a little bit of jungle there. And if I've got to admit, this wall, now that I look back at it, looks very, very bland, especially compared to the roof and, well, what we've got going on below it. So I might need to spruce that up a little bit later, but for now, I think I'm gonna roll with it. Back over at the storage, where I just want to craft up a few more spruce fences. Grab some potatoes, because I have more potatoes. And let's see, I'd like to just grab like a stack of dirt. I got coarse dirt over there, but I'll make 2 more. Head downstairs where I have added in a soul campfire, so we can smoke that, I was gonna say, but we are haunting it. And get soul soil. Perfect. I'm so happy I installed this back patio, because I've been using it a lot, traveling back and forth through the projects over here, and it saved me a bunch of time. Now, cows, you're gonna have to stay in there for a little bit, as I don't exactly know where I want the cow pen, but I do know where I want my pigs, and I want to make it pretty flat for them, and I know roughly where I want it to go, as I want to follow this kind of like ridge line we've got here, come over this way, and then sort of just connect up, maybe turn this just a little bit, as our second farmhouse for today is going to go right in this area here to kind of connect everything together a bit more, so I can't go too far with this. It's also a pig pen. It doesn't need to be massive. We can sort out the terrain a little later if it looks a little wonk. For now, I think this will do us pretty well. Then we just bring it around down this way towards the road. And we can kind of just snake it on top here, maybe. Bring it down next to it for a little bit and then connecting it up back over here. Now, hopefully by making this part the highest point, except for maybe that block, which we could bring down. Hopefully some will stand in here. Because if you didn't know, mobs will pathfind to the highest point, or at least passive animals. And it's very annoying for pens because most of them are probably going to be standing up here. But I do want to use this coarse and soul soil that I did grab with me just to add in a few patches of this around the pen, just to make it look like there's something living in here and they're trampling the ground and really just using the space. Maybe even some path blocks could be cool. Something like this really makes the space come alive a bit, and I do want to go grab a bit more grass, but I don't have any shears on me, and just add that in on top of this to make it look a little better. And this is going to be a place where they can escape at the moment, so just fixing that. Oh, these pigs are so far away. There's only like a couple, and there's none really close to me. Oh, they're blending into the cherry blossom. Okay, I see you. I see you guys. The more pigs we find now, the faster we can get a big population in the pen. Oh my god, the running animation was so cute. What? I've not seen that before. Well, let's see if I can cause it again here. Yes, look at... Oh my god, that's so cute. I love it. I love it. Oh, in the pen you go. I think I've managed to get 12 of them with me. It's actually a lot. And now we can breed you all up. Haha, more pigs. Why do I want pigs? You know, I don't quite know. But pigs. Woo! Right, with our pig pen done, next up I want to get some fields in. Because, well, we have a farming sort of village right now, but it's missing fields. So I want to put 55 minutes on the clock. And why 55 minutes? Because, well, it's currently like 5 past 12 a.m. and I'll run to 1 a.m. and then I'll go to bed. And I want to see how many fields I can put in. Maybe I run out of space. I don't think so, though. I changed the time up to an hour, but that time is quickly running out, and I want to finish this last field, but it's not gonna happen. And also, it hasn't been an hour. It's been more, because I accidentally paused my recording, because I went away from my computer, and then I forgot to unpause it for like 10 minutes. It's been over an hour, and I have a lot of fields. Let me just finish this one up real quick. With the seeds in, looking back at how this project looked just over an hour ago, and comparing it to now, even with 3 to 4 plant fields missing, the transformation is huge. Now I can't wait to add in another few fields in here, but I've still got a house I want to build, and these are a mess now. I got the materials we'll be needing sorted out so that we can get to building. So let's start in this corner right here, shall we? And we're gonna start with our foundation, which is mainly gonna consist of stone and a few detail blocks. I'm really like starting to miss having coral in a world, because I've not built with coral in ages, and it is such a nice block to build with. let's start building up our walls of this build. Diagonal builds is something I very much want to improve on, and this build specifically is very out of my comfort zone. However, by sticking to a familiar block palette, I managed to get the build to a point I was happy with. It was then onto the roof, which in my opinion is the most difficult part of the diagonal build, using some deep stay for this along with a chimney. To complement this build, I want to extend out a little work area on the side here, bringing some dark oak in across, and then we'll bring this out just another block for bringing that down and across again, as I'm extending out a little bit of a roof. So if you're working in this area, then you're not getting wet when it rains. Where I'm getting to a point now where I don't really want to go further down, but I still would like to extend it out another one. So I'm going to use some dark oak trapdoors, which means we have quite a big roof, but that's nice, as I'd like to extend in some pillar supporting this, of course. Maybe another one right here. And even though this one isn't symmetrical, makes sense for a little bit more support. Some coarse dirt for ourselves, and just starting a few different decorations through out the area. That's what it's called, them throughout, not through in. Bring in some of our final blocks here, some workstations. Which, now that I think about it, I kind of want to put some villagers in this house eventually, and that's gonna make it a little annoying, but it's fine. Using some of our oak trapdoors again, just to we can support the roof a little more, while at the same time bringing up some shelves. Final 3 right over here. Maybe we'll just extend out one right there. And I think this for a little workstation is quite nice. You can wash some clothes, you can have some storage, you can compost things. Yeah, I don't really know, but I think this is good. It feels good. Just connect it down to the actual road as well. Makes sense. Get a little more accessible, and that pretty much finishes off this house. Where if you're just coming around the corner here now, this area is feeling so much more filled out, just adding in this one house, and then you go up here, you have some more things, and then eventually off in this direction, a whole little center of the village. Oh, this is gonna be amazing. What's also going to be amazing is a big cow pasture, so I'm adding in some fences for that before bringing in some soul soil and coarse dirt, and then finally bringing over the cows. With the cows moved, I can tear down their old pen and bring in yet another field, this time with no crops, but instead some flowers. And while at it, I decided to bring in the final 2 fields I had planned for into the world, a carrot one down by the road and a smaller tomato one up by the house. And what would you know, I got carried away and built 3, because I guess I don't know how to count, so now we also have an onion field. Of course, still waiting for some of these to grow up, and well, especially the onion down here. It's quite a big one, but it's going, and we got our carrots, and we've got so many fields. It is looking really, really good. I did realize, however, that I completely missed tackling this area of the barn, so it's not even done. We'll just bring back the terrain a little bit here, and we'll see what we can do. Maybe some sort of a retainer wall, because I'd like to add in sort of like a natural sunflower field above this eventually, maybe, because we've had a lot of sunflowers, and this little patch here seems like a good spot, but we'll see. So let's break up these and bring in some spruce trapdoors. Then I'd like to bring up 2 hay bales and just a little more hay around that before our chains going up. And this is obviously going to be a way to get up and into the hayloft. Mud walls go out that far. There we go. Grindstone. Boom, boom. Oh, no, not there. And, okay. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop. Okay, I could reach. Nice. Perfect. And maybe we can just add in a few more hay bales around. And there's no way of getting up there. So maybe I'll have to add in that eventually. But for now, I have a few hay bales. I'm starting to stack those up right here at the entrance, but then we can fill in a few more layers behind this. It will make the loft feel filled out. And actually, yeah, look, it looks good. And you will never know that it's almost completely empty. With our hayloft in, I'm glad to say that this project is nearing its end. Or, well, sort of at least. This stage of the project is done. I just need to fix the wheat farm that's been lagging my game, but I'll do that later. I actually will, because I really need wheat. And then the next stages of this project is going to be expanding on this farming village and including a few more villager houses. I want to include a shepherd, and I want to do some sort of like a horse track, horse barn farm area over here. So I'm very, very excited for that. But for now, we have some pretty spinning windmills in the world, and thank you so very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.